A very good morning to you. That beautiful video, it feels like what we're experiencing right now. It's been so cold and then now it's really getting warm. It's beautiful. So we can all pull out our summer clothes and just so look good. But just before we get into this show, I want to just celebrate all the people who live on Mombasa Road all the way to Kochini. And you have to use that road during rush hour. So normally I wouldn't find myself in that space. But yesterday, courtesy of making my hair, I was there for a bit. I big up. Kama unatumianga hiyo barabara kila siku. It is not easy. It is not. We can't wait for this road to be done. But we're here today. We're thankful. We are grateful for the blessing of a new day. And we have a great show lined up for you. Karibuni sana to Full Circle with Wikali. Let us know where you're watching us from. 111-444-111. That is our SMS line. Switch TV KE on Instagram. Switch TV Kenya. On Facebook, we have a power show lined up for you. If you have never heard of anything called Mjengo Girls, then stick around. I will be teaching you. I will facilitate how we will all get to know how to make nyama choma ukiwa nyumbani. We'll look at some of the things that we should have been told about entrepreneurship. Well, it's not too late because we'll have all your questions answered about entrepreneurship. But first, let's take a look at the quote of the day. So today's quote says, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life." That is Eckhart Tolle, and it says, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have." So make the now the primary focus of your life. So yesterday's traffic to me, wacha uko. Okay, focus on the now. What is happening in your life now? Are you grateful for now? That is the main agenda for today and the days to come and the moments that we live in. Let's get into the very first conversation of the day. It's time for Advice Circle. She was here a couple of months ago. She shared her beautiful, encouraging, empowering story with us, and she's here to sharpen our skills even more. The CEO of Bright Steps Car Hire, Susan Wangeshi. Karibu sana.
Asante sana Mwikali.
Ulikuja hapa last time ukacha umetu. Yeah.
Yes, and I thank God for that time.
That is so true.
Yes.
So you're back.
I'm back, and
you're back, and you're here to just, tell us those things that we never probably, or you never got to be told before you got into entrepreneurship.
Exactly. That's why I'm here.
Yes. So for anybody who's just tuning in for the very first time now, kukupata last time kwa show, kindly introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Susan Wangeshi Waroe. I'm the founder. I'm the director, Bright Steps Car Hire Services. And today, because we are talking about entrepreneurship, I will give other titles.
Yes.
I'm also a director, Vision Institute of Professionals Limited, which is a learning institution. I'm also a director, Steps Wholesalers, where I deal with fast moving goods. And I'm also a consultant, certified tax consultant. So I'm an entrepreneur I'm in education sector, I'm in agribusiness, I'm in consultancy, I'm in transport.
Yes.
So I'm all surrounded.
You are an expert in this conversation we're about to get into.
Exactly.
You clearly
I believe myself because I'm in all those sectors. Somebody told me you should have different lines of bringing income in.
Yes.
So I'm in education, I'm in agriculture, I'm in business, I'm in transport, all those.
And we thank God that you're here today. So maybe we could start with entrepreneurship, self-employment. What are the differences between these terms that we throw around so loosely?
The self-employment and
entrepreneurship.
Self-employment, this is where you employ yourself. Meaning, I start a business where I'm involved in it, I'm working in it fully. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, in this case, you have other people. You work in different areas. For example, I'm saying I'm in transport business. I've employed a lot of people. I'm working with items. I'm doing a lot of things. So self-employment means I'm not waiting for a salary at the end of the year to be paid by someone, but I myself work to get that thing at the end of the month.
Okay.
Or at the end of the year.
But entrepreneurship is, it could start with with self-employment and then you graduate into entrepreneurship?
Yes.
Where you're now able to delegate. You've learned the business, you understand it, and it can run without you being hovering around it.
Exactly.
Okay.
When you start a business, you start it alone, where you are doing everything actually, and you want to make income at the end of the month, and at the end of the day, at the end of the week. That's it.
Okay.
But as you grow, and you grow and you go now bringing more things in.
Yes.
You bring the first employee, the second one, the third one, and then you go expanding, and then you come doing other things in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And so today we are talking about things that we should have been told, things that we should have known before getting into entrepreneurship. And that's the question of the day, because Hardcore Industries is definitely making you smile today as well. So all you have to do is tell us, what are some of these things, the challenges, the successes, the things that you found out ukiwa ushaanza biashara iliporomoka kwa nini, ama kwa nini yako bado imeshika. What are those things, the wisdoms zenye unatumia kwa biashara yako? 111-444-111. That is our SMS line. It's going to cost you just $1 for you to do that. Switch TV KE on Instagram, Switch TV Kenya on Facebook, even as we hear from an expert. So what are some of those things zenye wewe mwenyewe ulilearn ukiwa ushaanza?
You know, when you start business, there are some a lot of things that you don't know, and you think it's I will just start tomorrow, but obviously you will be nervous when you're starting. But you think maybe I will start niomoke or I make it immediately. But I'm telling you, the moment you start, you get in there, you now know the real world of entrepreneurship. Because personally, when I started, somehow I knew it's not easy, because last time I told you I had done some research on the same. But the mentality that we have, for example, maybe you're employed somewhere and you feel, because my boss has made it, I can just go start and make it like him or her. But that's not the case. For example, the moment you go and start business, you will realize, number one, you will not have time for yourself. It will be, you have to work long hours.
But that's something that most people don't think.
People don't think
like,
that.
Ni huyo employer wangu ananisumbua, nikishafungua kazi yangu ndaingia tu sasa nataka.
That's what people think. But you actually, your hours, you may find yourself sleeping 5 hours or less. I will give you an example.
Okay.
Sometimes you work and you feel, now it's my time to go home. I remember when I started business, at around 5, when we were about to close business, I was called my house help, and she told me, you know what, the girl is sick. My daughter was sick. And I felt like moving from town to my house, it may take some time. And Wikali, I can tell you, I have numbers for everyone. The taxi people, Kimanua Makara. I have numbers for green grocers. I have all those numbers. You can't work without them. So I remembered I call a taxi. I tell him, kindly go home, pick my daughter, come with my girl to Patane in this hospital. Getting to the hospital, when my daughter was treated and we were about to go home, I receive a call from someone. He tells me, I hired this car from you, but it's about to be stolen. And I'm like, what do you mean the car is about to be stolen? I brought somebody here, Modern Coast, to pick some few things, and nikaingia hapa kununua veve. Coming back, the car is locked, my phone is not there, I don't have the key, I don't have anything. And that, Mikali, it's around 12 noon. At 12 midnight. I mean, midnight.
Yes.
So what do? With my daughter at the back, umladisha umfunike, you have to rush to the office, get the keys, then take that key to him, because the car has to be brought to safety, because you don't know what the person is planning. He went with the car. So those are things which you don't expect. But because you are in business, you are in entrepreneurship, those are the things you face day to day. Things which you have not even expected they will happen. They happen. So you go there, finish, go home. How many hours will you sleep? And tomorrow morning you have to wake up, go to work. So you find somehow it's boring. People
but the mentality of it you will have all the time in the world is a lie.
It's a lie, because people think, for example, now they see Wangeshi with a very big car, they think it just came about. But it's about spending a lot of hours working. Sometimes you are sleeping, you're cold, something has happened. You are fearing something may happen to your business. This may broke into your shop. For example, some people who follow me have seen, Wednesday last week, this broke into my wholesale shop. So in the morning at 8 a.m., I'm called my girl. She's telling me, she's crying, you know what's happening? Some thieves broke into a shop, they have stolen this. And I told, don't worry. Now crying won't help.
That's true.
Just go report, get an OB, then from there you know the way forward. I think as an entrepreneur, you have to grow a thick skin. Things come and you swallow them, and then what next? Am I going to give up because these have broken into my shop? I cannot. I have to move on. So you go and try, see how you can reinforce your security. They've carried DVR, so you cannot. So many things happen for enterprise, especially theft. Theft by employees, theft by people you never expected.
Have you experienced that from your employees?
It has happened.
Yes,
it has
at the beginning.
Not at a Bright Steps Car Hire Services, but in these other business, I'm telling you, Vision Institute of Professionals, we have so many cases in court where somebody has stolen from you over 50 million. You find you're working with people, they are helping you, but they are still, as an entrepreneur, that's a good reason for you to say, I cannot continue like this.
Yeah.
But you decide, no, this is not the end. You have to fight. You decide that this is the path. How can you just give up? You have to work harder. So apart from theft, you also get so many frustrations on the way. Maybe after you have brought in a new employee, you have trained this employee, and you see this is the perfect person for this position. After some time, the employee tells you, I've been poached, as in I'm going elsewhere, or I want to resign. And after you have put everything, believing he's the person we can go for, does it mean now you have to close? You cannot. You have to move forward.
So it's the very same things as an employee we go through. It's the very same things that we put pressure on our employers, and that now is happening to you.
Yes.
Because now you've turned employer.
Yes. You are now an employer, and the buck stops at you. No matter what happens, everything will be focused. As in, it's you. Everything will focus on you. If anything happened, nobody will come asking your employees, do this. Who is the director?
Yeah.
We want to meet the owners. So people think, for example, now they look at you, see, hey, Wangeshi is doing well. And your mocha. Hey, and there are some, the side they don't know. They just see us walking, driving, doing things. But behind it, there are so many things that we go through. But I always tell people, you cannot give up as an entrepreneur. If you choose that path, you have, even people who have come to me, I mentor some people, they come, even the ones who do business like the one I do. And somebody tells me, Wangeshi, I'm giving up. And I'm like, you cannot give up. You cannot give up. And where there is a will, there is a way.
That is true.
This thing that is really making you feel like giving up, if you focus on it and no, this is not the end, you will get away out of it.
That's true.
Like me, if a thief steals from me a phone, I buy a better one than the one I had.
But most of us will just go back to Wachaninunue to Kabambe.
No. Actually, you steal a phone, maybe I had bought it at that, I will buy a more expensive one. That's the way to go. I can't stop.
And you said that somebody told you while you were beginning that multiple incomes would work best for you.
Yes.
At what point do you know that this business imesimama iko sawa, I can focus on something else because this one is up and running? Because most people will just open things and everything is running concurrently, but kuna moja bado ina yumba ama one eats into the other's time and money.
Okay, now in this case, what happens? For example, I joined Vision before I started my car hire business. When I joined Vision, that time you find you are many directors, and you feel the income you are getting is not enough for you. So what do you do? For that one, we are many. The business is running, it's well.
Yes.
So I feel as Wangeshi, I should start something on my own. I started my car hire business. When I started, it has to take time. It's not now I'm here, I'm thinking about something else. No, you have to give it your best. Actually, for the first year, I never paid myself anything. I was paying employees, paying rent, paying the owners of the vehicles, and I was getting nothing. For the first whole year, I wasn't paying myself. But then after that, I made sure the systems are okay. You put, if it is employees, you have enough. you have a very good operations manager, because recruitment is one part you have to be very careful on.
Yes.
You bring someone who you will mentor. Right now, I'm very happy because the operations manager I have for my car hire, she does everything. I don't have to be there. She's able to manage the people who are under her. So after getting the best employees, the business is running, and it is not now asking so much, because now you have invested enough and you feel now you are getting the income, it's flowing as you would have wanted. You know how to mitigate all these risks. If it's business you have insured, at least you know if anything happens, insurance will come through for me. After you have done all that now, and you feel now, I think I have a lot of time in my hands. That's what sometimes I feel. I have a lot of time in my hands. Then I feel maybe from this car hire I can start something else. For example, I can invite you on 1st of September. We are opening a branch in Nakuru, Bright Steps Car Hire Services.
Nice.
Yes, Naivas Super Center next to State Road. We will be launching on 1st of September.
Okay.
So at that point you feel now I can start something else, because now this one but you cannot start this, it's not yet there, you are not yet there, you have not even started making money, you want to start another one. It's not possible and it's not advisable.
Okay.
Yes.
So you wait for moja ishike kabisa,
Yes, ishike
and then
kabisa.
unafeel sasa ni kama unaweza delegate, then in
Yes.
that moment you can focus on something else. We're asking you a very important question. Those are some of the things that you learned while you got into business, or you wish somebody had told you before you got into business. What are some of the challenges, success stories? Please share those with us. 111 That is the giveaway questions, because I have 20 to give away today, and those are just the first 5. We'll be right back with Susan after this break. Welcome back to Full Circle with Mukali. A very good morning to you. How you're doing, where you're tuned in from. Please let us know. Be part of the conversation. Send in your questions. 111 That is our SMS line. It's just going to cost you a shilling to do that. Switch TV KE on Instagram. Switch TV Kenya on Facebook. The giveaway question for you today is, what are some of the things that you hoped and wished that somebody had told you before you got into entrepreneurship, or some of the things that you have learned while you're in it, success stories, you know, just your entrepreneurship stories? Just share that with us. 111 and we will be looking into that. And of course, the very first 5 will be getting a gift hamper courtesy of Hako Industries. Right now, though, Susan is here to just help us navigate the world of entrepreneurship. You are a master at it.
Yeah.
There are people who slowly get into business because it is something they enjoy to do.
Yeah.
They love to do.
Yeah.
Probably I enjoy to bake, and then I slowly decide to make that a business. Is it something that you would advise for someone to get into if it's something they really love or passionate about? Is that a fundamental thing that one should have before getting into entrepreneurship?
Yes, passion is the key word actually. You cannot do something that you are not passionate about.
Okay.
And if baking is your passion, I will tell you to go for it. But remember, ideas can't take you anywhere without selling. You may have that idea, you may love doing that, and you may do it, but after doing it, then what next? Selling is everything. So if I get into business, I must be very careful on who are my customers, or how am I going to get my customers, or rather my clients. So when you have that idea, before you get into it, can you kindly first do a lot of research on the same? Because you may be having a very good idea, and you have it in your mind and you can see it, and you see, I have capital and everything, I will go and start this. But then after starting, what next? You have to be very passionate about something that you do. For example, right now, I don't know, I do many businesses, but I think car hire flows in my bloodstream. I love it. Even with all those risks, very many people ask me, how do you Wangeshi, a woman running a car hire business, we don't know about.
And the risks are very, very high.
The risks are very, very, very high.
Yes.
I'm very passionate about it. But number 2, even if I know how to mitigate risks, where are my customers? I have to look for my customer. I may be having very good ideas on any kind of business, but then after getting it, then what next?
Susan, the last time you were here, you shared a story about how you got into the car hire business,
Yes,
which
yes.
was very interesting. So if anybody missed out, you had a passion to solve a problem
Yes.
that you had experienced.
Yes.
Maybe you can just tell us a bit more about that and how you turned that probably love for cars and to travel comfortably
Yeah.
to be able to provide that for other people.
Yeah, and actually, when you want to get to entrepreneurship, thanks for reminding me that.
Yes.
First, you must be solving a problem.
Yes.
Even if I'm passionate about, that's what I was talking. What about your client? Am I solving a problem somewhere? Because I'm telling you, one thing that pushed me to car hire, I was looking for a car. I had promised my sister, on your wedding, I'm the one who will bring the car, which I did have. So I had to hire.
Yes.
But I looked for a car Mikali. Looked for it, I could not get. And I realized there is a big problem. People want this, but they don't have. And before we finish, I will tell you the reason why hiring is even better than buying your own. So I realized there is a problem here. The second time I started farming. I told you I've also been in agribusiness.
Yes.
When I was farming, I didn't have a car. So getting a matatu was a hassle because I have to go to the shamba. I have a class in the afternoon. So getting a matatu and coming back was very hard. So I kept hiring. And I didn't even know how to drive well. I didn't know. I had done driving, but I didn't know. So I wanted a car with a driver. Or maybe I talk with a colleague who has a car, I fuel. So I realized there is a gap. So from there, it even pushed me harder to start the car hire business. That's when I told you I started my research. I wanted to know how does it work. And the reason I tell you universe brings good people your way. I got a client. I told you I'm a consultant, and this client was running a car hire. I knew now this is the opportunity. I need to learn more about car hire. So I was auditing that car hire business. So I got a lot of information, and then I talked with the owner. Let's sit down. Tell me, how do you do this? Some will be willing to help you,
Yes.
others will not.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are so mean with knowledge and mean with helping other
Information,
people.
yeah.
And I realized by helping other people, you get more.
That's true.
Because entrepreneurship, we will get where I will also tell you it's not about you. It's also about other people. So after getting that information, that's why I was able to start that car hire with some background. I had not ran one, but at least I was given some information on how to do it.
Okay.
I could go hire a car with someone who was a lecturer friend of mine. I go hire pay, and he could help me because I didn't even know how to drive well. Help me go around it, but I just wanted to see how are they doing it. But I realized people are doing roadside car hire services. And I felt if I do it professionally, maybe I can attract more crowd. And that's what I did.
Okay.
That's what I did. And I'm telling you, I attracted a lot of people because when you come see there is an office, there is what, then we also use influencers to make people aware of what we are doing. And so you go to Instagram, you go to Facebook, you find some people are helping us market ourselves. And people come say, hey, you mean there is a car hire which has an office? So you realize that at least you've done it better, and you keep researching how can I make it better. Yeah, because competition is there, yes, but you as a person, I don't even really worry about my competitors. And that's why even one of my employees told me he want to start his. I even helped and told, if you need a car you don't have, I can help you with one. Because competitors should not worry you. Worry about your customers.
Absolutely.
And your clients.
You mentioned something about business is not for you, it's for other people. Please expound on that.
To expound on that is that when I start a business, I should not feel now I have it all.
Okay.
Number one, you are solving a problem. You are helping other people because I'm in need. I need to travel. I'm there to help you out on that.
Yes.
Number two, whatever I get is not all mine. There is something we call corporate social responsibility.
Yes.
You have to give out. When you get more, you help other people by getting jobs. They get job, you employ more, you are also solving a problem somewhere. Number two, right now, Bright Steps Car Hire Services, we are paying school fees for people whom we don't even know. We help because now in entrepreneurship you also have to give out. Usifikirie now ile pesa yote niko nayo kwa account ni yangu. You also have to help out there. For example, now we also have a football club. at Gikambura. This football club, it almost went down. Reason being, there are some people who came together, they want to try doing football, but it reached to a point they could not. You need to travel to Thika, we don't have fare. We try Changisha, we couldn't get. But we said this is an opportunity. Let's take over. Now we will be facilitating all their movement, uniforms and everything.
Oh, wow.
And you feel now you have helped somewhere. For example, now I also have a football club, here, girls, Gikambura Starlets. And all I do is assist financially. We have coaches. You have to give them something when they are going to play. And they are doing very well. Tuko number 3 group. And I know you are going back to position 1.
Okay.
So you feel out of this, I'm able to do something extra.
Yes.
So I will not feel now I have millions or I have whatever I have. Now it's mine. So you'll also have to give out. Create employment. Pay them well if you can. Help where you can. Solve problems, and that's it.
Okay.
So it is more not just about me and my business. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have a couple of questions here for you, Susan.
No problem.
Hello, it's Mariam from Kisii. I see coming up with a business idea that you can operate is majorly the problem. You cannot just start a business because you saw someone doing well on it. I think that's a powerful point.
Yes.
Si kwa sababu sasa tumesikia story ya Kahaya, now you go
now
start
you want
yours.
to go start Kahaya.
Yes.
No.
You have to do your research and know if this is...
And you told us you also have to be passionate about it. Don't
Yes.
do it because others are doing it.
Don't do
be
it.
passionate about it and also do a lot of research on the same. And don't say because that one is doing like this, I will do. You may start and the next month you are not there.
Oh, funny.
That's not
So
your
you
thing.
waste money.
Yeah, you waste
Which you
money.
could have done something else with
Exactly.
it. Hi, it was so difficult to get faithful and honest employees. I had a restaurant in Nairobi town for 2 years, which I had to close. I suffered theft and dishonesty. Irene, I think you mentioned this as well.
And I'm very sorry for her because number one, something maybe I've not said there.
Yes.
Your controls. For example, now I told you we are starting a branch in Nakuru.
Yes.
The first thing we are working on is our systems, where you make sure, for example, nobody pays cash. For example, Kahaya, it's very hard. Sometimes you are forced. I also have to open an M-Pesa next if there is no any M-Pesa around. Go deposit your money in your M-Pesa, pay, because we don't take cash transaction. Because that way, you are trying to prevent. Money is very tempting.
Yes.
And if you allowed everybody to go collecting money, at the end of the day, you may find you don't have anything. You may be tempting them, to steal from you. So you are controls. For example, if it's like that control. And then number 2, have a system. For example, the system I have. Before I started Kahaya, I had to sit down with a system developer. I told him, I want this, I want this, I want this. It took us like 2 weeks. And we keep fine-tuning it every now and then to make sure at the end of the day, I can see all the billings and I can see all the cash that came in. If somebody had a car and extended, I'm able to see it from the report personally. So before you start a business, can you work on your controls? I'm an internal auditor, so we talk a lot about controls. And before you do that, look for someone. Look for an expert. You may find like us coming to seek advice from us as an auditor now, not as an entrepreneur. Coming to seek advice from us, it will cost you very little. But at the end, it will save you a lot. Look for experts who can help you. Because if you are not able to guard your finances, your revenue, that business will definitely fall. I wish I had seen her before she closed the hotel. Yes.
Irene, there's hope. Now we know what to do the next time we get into business. I was running a restaurant, but I gave up on it. My employees kept stealing from me. How can you control this theft issue, please? Mariam from Kisii, I think you've just explained about
actually,
that.
I wish I can also talk to Mariam after this. Yes.
Okay, we'll definitely give out a number. Tunapatiana number. Tunapatiana social media. Hi, Mikali, looking lovely with Wangeshi hapo. Thank you. I'm not yet a business owner, but I'm empowered and I'm working soon to start my business, Baraka.
Now, Baraka, that is very good. Like we said, number 1, you are passionate about it. You have not been pushed by circumstances to go and start a business, but others are pushed by circumstances and they end up doing very well.
That's
So
true.
it depends with the way you will handle it. So for Baraka, number 1, I can tell you, look for someone, first sit down, seek some advice. Do not rush to business just like that. I'm telling you, it took me some time before I started.
Yeah.
And even for this wholesale business, before I started, I could tell, I could pick some of my employees from car hire, because as we can do anything. I go to Bidco, sit down with them. How do you do this? I go to industrial area, they sell this, you sit down with them, talk about them. And then after that, after you have been given so many advices, sit down and ask yourself, now it's me, Wangeshi, how will I go about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also have a friend that I follow, Facebook, called Wangeshi. Wangeshi, I salute you from wherever you are. Wangeshi, I ran her, she quit her job, well-paying, to go and start her own business. And I think you are with her here sometimes, not you, but I think she has been interviewed
on the show here.
And she will tell you, you quit a job, you do what you are passionate about.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying passion is everything.
That's true.
But even if you are not passionate about something and you have a business idea, sit down, research a lot about it. Don't think I have 5 million somewhere, I have 1 million somewhere, I just want to go start a business anyhow.
No.
Make sure, seek advice, go to tax consultants, know what the government would want from you. If it's from Kina City Council, go to advocates, talk with them before you start any business. So do not just wake up one day and start. This is the way to go.
Okay.
So number one, be passionate about something. Number two, do a lot of research about that thing.
Yes.
Visit, even if it's a restaurant, go sit down, order for food, sit down, eat, see how do they operate.
Yes.
And if possible, talk with the owner.
Okay.
Now, usiogope, confidence is everything. Yeah,
absolutely.
Go talk with them so that they can give you advice on the same.
Nukweli.
Yes.
Good morning, Full Circle with Mwikali. My name is Joseph from Denderu. What I have learned in business is that business on paper is very different kwa ground.
Kwa ground vitu ni different
Kweli.
sana. Kwa ground, it doesn't mean because I have my degrees, I have my PhD, I have everything, I will just go and run business. My friend, that's why you can see somebody who never even went to school and they are running their business
That's so true.
Somebody who is willing to learn, to listen, to seek some advices here and there. Yes.
We have a very interesting one here and I'd like for you to chime in before our time is over.
Okay.
Morning, Mikali. One thing I had to learn the hard way is don't mix friendship with business. Chances are you will let each other down. That is Njoki from Machakos.
Exactly.
And I don't know if you've ever found yourself in a situation where you're doing business, ama you've seen people who've gotten into business as friends, and either the business, ama friendship, ama zote zinaisha.
By the way, I always tell people, hata mtu akikuja kwangu kuhaya gari aseme, hey, Wangeshi tunafunza na Wangeshi ni rafiki yangu. I always tell them, when it comes to business, that's business. But what you are saying, maybe we start a business with a friend. I think what I've seen in many cases zimeanguka.
Yeah.
And maybe as I'm answering that, maybe I can talk about also relationship.
Yes.
In entrepreneurship, you will lose so many friends on the way. You may even lose your spouse for your information in the process. Because if you're very ambitious, if you are called 12 at night to go save a car, you are late because somebody amegongesha gari ataki kulipa na lazima udeal na yeye hapo. So you may find you don't have time for yourself, you don't have time for your friends, and some people think huyu aliomoka hata atuoni kama sisi ni watu, aliomoka hata ajibu messages. I can tell you sometimes I have so many inboxes that I'm not even able. My account manager helps for social media groups, but for example WhatsApp, you find maybe you have like 100, you are not able to answer all of them. Then the next time somebody tell you wewe ni kuni blue tick tu uliomoka, you don't want so you lose friendship on the way. But one thing I will tell you, if you're not like-minded running a business, for example, kama mimi watu wengi wamekuja wanataka kubuy shares from my company, but nimekataa, especially friends, because the moment umeanza kurun biashara na friend, you will end up enemies, ama hiyo biashara itafungwa and forget whether you ever run a business.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And you know me, I'm in a sector where we are many directors, na niko kwa business where I'm alone. So I can tell you, if you're able to run it alone, better for you.
Wangeshi, you promised to tell us one thing. We have like 30 seconds before we go to on our break. 30 seconds.
Yes.
Why is car hiring better than buying your own car? You promised to tell us why.
Hiring is better because let me tell you.
30 seconds.
Yes, 30 seconds. You buy a car today, van card or whatever, 3 million.
Yes.
That car will be giving you 70,000 per month, and you will be hiring it on need basis.
Yes.
Rather than you come park your car down there, you pick it in the evening. Tomorrow you come with it. You are fueling. You are doing service. You are doing everything. When you hire a car, you don't care about service. You don't care about car wash. You don't care about what. Why? Hire.
How
If
can
you
people
have
get in
1
touch
minute.
with you? Social media handles, Wangeshi.
Social media handles, Wangeshi Waroe, Bright Steps Car Hire Services, both Instagram, Twitter, kila mahali. Bright Steps Car Hire Services,
Sawa, sawa.
Steps Wholesalers and Rice Millers. Actually, I've not talked about Rice Millers.
We're going to take a very short commercial break. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, Susan.
Welcome. So